is genuinely overrated. Mission Impossible was actually good, and the Bible is getting a sequel. Welcome back to Rewind, where this week we have a roller coaster of emotions, of things to share with you. Yeah, you heard that right. The Bible is getting a sequel written by Mel Gibson because he is making a sequel for his movie called The Resurrection of the Christ.
Which is hilarious. It took them so long to write the first Bible.
Why do we need a second one? Isn't the Jesus story one and done? Like, what?
Welcome to Hollywood, where even Christianity is getting a sequel, apparently.
Yeah, guys, I think Mel Gibson just felt a bit left out, where now he wanted to make a sequel, and he's like, okay, let's make Passion of the Christ 2, because that's...
To Passion, to Christ.
Yeah, because that's basically what's happening. Mel Gibson, in collaboration with Lionsgate, who are co-producing and distributing the film, are set to begin filming in August. And current rumours are saying that kind of the previous cast are coming back for this movie. Jesus and Mary Magdalene and God.
Jim Caviezel, who played the original Jesus, is coming back,
as well
and
as
Monica Bellucci
is
coming back.
I have no complaints about that.
They're filming it in Rome, which is fun.
They're in Cinecittà.
The fun thing about shooting in Rome with these things is, like, they're shooting in locations where things actually happened.
That for sure, and like Cinecittà has the sound stage, like, which is all set up, kind of like how they build the Gladiator sound stage in Malta, but they have it always set up where you can go in, shoot everything, leave.
Yeah, but there's something fun about shooting like a Roman epic in Rome, on the like tiles and floor where these things actually happened. It creates this cool atmosphere. We once were part of a Netflix show called Medici. They were shooting in Rome, and we found out that while we were in the shooting in this castle, they found this massive painting. Turns out the castle happened to be owned by a Medici,
which is incredible, and it's so amazing that we get to see these sets be up and built, and it's not just like a CGA messy play fun fest. But basically, Mel Gibson has been saying that he's written the script over 7 years. Mel, I'm gonna need you to sit down when I tell you this story has already been written. What have you been writing for 7 years?
The only way I see this happening and doing well is if it's a John Wick style sequel where Jesus resurrections.
Jesus is like, what? You're like fighting, has slingshots and like nunchucks and stuff.
There are going to be many people watching this that are going to be deeply unhappy with us saying that.
I know.
However, we're just saying, like, listen, this is the Hollywood way, right? We bring Jesus back. He's resurrected. He's bigger and better and stronger than ever.
He's dealing with like the realms of hell and heaven.
And he has to take down, mortal sin. Speaking of action blockbusters, our next topic is Mission Impossible is back for the final reckoning. What is allegedly the final film.
The final one?
There's no way in hell that they're not spinning out another 15 ones of these until Tom Cruise is dead, and then they'll probably make another one.
But the big thing about these big action films is they premiere at Cannes. Everyone gives them like a 7.5 minute standing ovation.
Which, by the way, for the unknowing of you, 7.5 minutes is an insult at Cannes. Your film only gets 7 minutes? Why'd you even bother showing up?
6 is kind of the least. Anything over 6...
You got a 5-minute standing ovation, just cancel the
lame.
film, throw it away, start over.
But, yeah, usually these films, they go to Cannes, they get their ovations, and then they come out and they're actually not that great. However, Mission Impossible was actually one of the best movies I've seen this year.
Yep, we caught the first showing in our country yesterday, and it was genuinely an enjoyable experience. Granted,
there was some clunky writing.
The first 30 minutes was like, I felt like I was at school.
It was like, flash, and then we have to do the poison pill, flash! It was
genuinely,
just like all that.
I felt like I was sitting in school and someone was explaining to me chemistry, and they're like, this is the computer, and this is them, and this is the other bad guy, and this is that. But you reap the rewards, right? They set up for 30, 45 minutes and then have 2 of the biggest set pieces, the coolest scenes.
If you guys have watched Death Reckoning, there's the massive sequence in the train. There is what else do they have in Death Reckoning? Yes, penultimate.
The train sequence, they have...
they have a plane sequence as well,
I think something like
right?
a plane sequence, yeah. I mean, if you've seen Mission Impossible, you know that there's going to be these massive set pieces. Usually... the kind of vibe is their story, and then all of a sudden, Tom Cruise hanging on a plane, it's super cool. What they did here was they built up so much story and so much just exposition that there were actual stakes to the action, and you felt every single moment.
Honestly, and I didn't expect myself to feel this, there was a sequence where basically he has to go inside this submarine, which is deep, deep, deep underwater. And he is just like battling the submarine filling up. There's a room he has to swim in, which has like active explosives in it. It was insane. It's like a 10-minute sequence where you're at the edge of your seat.
It is a 20-minute
Everything
sequence.
is sucked up in you and you want to die.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so great that these kind of movies live up to their expectations. Because you imagine it would be like, oh, we have to get the thing.
Like,
but
can you
honestly,
imagine?
it was kind of great.
Can you imagine a $200-300 million blockbuster movie? There's a 20-minute sequence with no dialogue and just Tom Cruise underwater. And it hits.
From the production, from Skydance's part, from Chris McQuarrie's side, that is an achievement. That is
absolutely.
an honest achievement. And I applaud that
Yep,
so much.
and this is further proof that Tom Cruise is the only guy out there making big movies for cinemas that make money and are also good over and over and over again reliably.
Insane. Hear ye, we have news from the Hunger Games casting as well as some other things.
Everyone kind of feels like
In
they're on the horse
yeah,
carrying the flag.
we're at the reaping, guys. Some new things coming up in the Hunger Games world. Just a couple of, like, just last week, we got
names,
three castings, guys, all at once, like, boom, boom, boom.
We got 3 castings in a day.
Not in a day.
Yeah, we got the 2 kids, Lulu and...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about them.
So we're not going to spoil what happens in the plot, but there were 3 castings in a day.
And then, like, another 3 castings, and everyone's going mental because Kieran Culkin has been cast as Caesar Flickerman.
Perfect.
The fan castings are dropping, man. They're just dropping. We have Elle Fanning as Effie Trinket and Ralph Fiennes as President Snow.
Now, it's hilarious because none of this was leaked, but every single one of these was one of the forerunners in all of the fan castings' minds.
I think they listened, and
sure.
for the first time, the studio was like, let's listen to the fans. Clearly, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they have not missed yet. It's genuinely
yes,
crazy.
it's hit after hit after hit.
Ralph Fiennes out here with his second movie YA adaptation of a book villain.
Ralph Fiennes is just coming back to haunt us and haunt teenagers.
No, J.K. Rowling found him first, and now...
Francis Lawrence and Suzanne Collins.
Suzanne Collins
like,
is
you
like,
come now! And they all got plopped into this world.
Famously, there were a bunch of TikTok edits of President Snow being like, oh, he's so sexy. And Suzanne Collins probably literally wrote this book just to remind people
Snow is
hate
not
him.
sexy, guys.
Yeah.
Snow is not sexy.
Though, if you've read the book, which I have and all of my friends have, we are so excited to see this film. It's going to be an absolute banger. Can't wait till end of next year.
And on top of that, as if the movie wasn't enough, a live stage adaptation of The Hunger Games is debuting on October 20th of this year.
Finally.
They built a whole new stage in London called the Troubadour in Canary Wharf, and...
It's 1,200 seats, which is crazy. It's in the round. It's all split up in different sections for the different districts.
If you look at the seating plan exactly, each section is a different district, which I'd love to know how they're going to implement that into the play, sorry. And most of the play, about 80% of the play, is on flies.
Yep, they're
People are
flying
flying
around, like it's all like tons of stunts. They built a theater for this. So the Hunger Games is back and swinging. It kind of feels like every time there's like political unrest, they throw more Hunger Games back, which makes sense. I mean, it was made. Like the Hunger Games, the idea of it came when Suzanne Collins was flipping through the news channels and she was seeing a game show and then news of a war and another game show. And it just gave her this idea of what if there's this kids game show which settles wars. So it kind of makes sense that as soon as there's political unrest, the political unrest movies come out.
Yeah.
And apparently a show on London, I assume they'll push it to the States when it's ready.
100%.
But yeah,
but we're eating
Hunger
good.
Games,
Till then,
we are eating
good. Our favorite red...
No, me. Me do it. Our favorite redhead comedian is back and bigger than ever, and we all know we're talking about Conan, the motherfucker O'Brien, bleep that, joining Toy Story 5. Now, I know what you're all thinking, I'm thinking it too. Should we have Toy Story 5? Probably no.
No, guys.
Right?
Guys, they ended it so well in Toy Story 4. Even in Toy Story 3, they ended it well.
I grew up on Toy Story. Toy Story was my favorite set of films. Oh, shit. Completely unrelated. I love Toy Story. I love Conan O'Brien. I'm happy that they're making another one because I get to see another one. But they ended it so well. So O'Brien revealed that he originally lobbied for the roles of Woody and Buzz Lightyear. He wanted them both.
But happily embraced this new character.
They gave him the new character.
What's his name? Smarty Pants. Conan O'Brien is just legs, so this makes a lot of sense. It's
absolutely.
hair and then legs. That's all.
It's directed by Andrew Stanton, who's made some of our favorite Pixar films, WALL-E, for example.
And McKenna Harris is co-directing, and she's been a lead producer and animator on films like Elemental, Luca, and We Were Bare Bears. So I really love how Pixar just keep bumping animators up to producers and then to directors. It just makes me really happy.
That pipeline of you could literally probably be a janitor at Pixar. It's happened before, and if you just tell the right stories and if you're good enough at what you do and you're passionate enough, you just climb the ranks. And now she's co-directing, and the film also features Anna Faris and Ernie Hudson, who are new to the cast but should be absolutely amazing.
I'm so excited, and I mean, fine. Toy Story 5 should not. Either way.
Listen, if we're getting a Shrek 5, we can get a
Exactly.
Toy Story 5. Let Pixar print that money, make the bag. We all know where we're all going. We know it's going to be a good film. They have yet to make a bad Toy Story film. I'm looking at you, Toy Story 3. But they'll make some more money, they'll make some more films, and we are here for it.
Red Alert! Tomb Raider is actually back, guys, and we somehow got this announcement from a stunning picture of Sophie Turner. I didn't read about this in the news. We all went on Instagram one day, and Sophie Turner was there with all her abs, and we all were like...
All of them, did you count them?
Yeah, all of them, all like 17 of them, and we were like... Wait, is Tomb Raider back? And it in fact is. Story Kitchen has renewed its first look TV deal with Amazon MGM Studios. And I'm so glad that this project is coming back, because I was really sad when they tanked it, like when
for
they
the third
flopped
time.
it.
It just keeps coming back and going. It seems like no one can make this this show,
I know.
this Lara Croft show, which is crazy because Tomb Raider, especially the new remake,
It's such a pivotal game.
it's such a pivotal game and has such a good, well-built story and defined characters, and they did such a good job originally. So The Last of Us made tons of money.
Oh, 100%.
And
I
this
think
is-
everyone's feeling a bit
yeah.
left out. They're just like, but we want our own show.
And this is Amazon's The Last of Us. Now, Amazon's made some great TV before. I'm looking at you, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
And The Boys.
And
but
The
that all
Boys.
just goes unnoticed.
Yeah, Amazon is kind of like where shows go to die,
Well, hopefully
unfortunately.
this is going to like kick everything and
Yeah.
boost Amazon.
I see this doing quite well. Now, Tomb Raider was a movie,
Yes.
right? They've done it before with Angelina Jolie. It didn't do super well, but also I don't think they really cared about the source material. If this does well, and they care about the source material, I see this being a massive hit maker for Amazon MGM.
What they are caring about is clearly the writing, because I mean, you've seen the drama going on that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was attached to this project. She kind of made a bunch of drafts, was given kind of 20 million a year to not only work on Tomb Raider,
For 3 years.
but a couple of other shows. She came out with the drafts. Amazon weren't happy. Clash of like interests.
Opinions.
And Phoebe just left Amazon, and now she's working on a documentary about octopuses. I don't know what the plural of that is.
Sure,
However,
yeah.
the script is still created by her. It is still written by her. So we just know that this is going to be an impeccable, amazing
Yeah.
show on the writing and the story level on that end.
The thing is, Amazon have allegedly already spent over $100 million on the show, and
Isn't
they
that
don't even have a
insane?
script yet, which is absolutely insane. Though, and this is on the report, they should be fine considering I personally have spent over $100 million on Amazon myself, and will be receiving credit for funding it.
The biggest event in film is happening at the moment, the Cannes Film Festival. We have some great things happening. Scarlett Johansson's Eleanor the Great premiered, Wes Anderson's Phoenician Scheme, the gay lover Paul Mescal, Josh O'Connor movie called The History
Brokeback
of
Mountain
Sound.
2.
I'm here for it. Kristen Stewart's The Chronology of Water, and even Eddington Heist to Lois. So many movies have premiered at Cannes this year. There were so many sales, so many lovely faces on the red carpet. But here today, we're not here to talk about just what is happening at Cannes. We're here to kind of like describe our opinion on Cannes, because this has been a really, really deep Cannes this year. I feel like this one has been really, really documented and really, really wrote about in the news. And I have some opinions about Cannes in general.
Go for it.
Because at this point, is it still a film festival, or is it just like a glorified fashion show? With
I mean,
big
yeah.
festivals, this thing always happens where after they gain traction, and I mean, Cannes has been around since, I think, the 1950s. It's been around for a long, long time.
1960s. yeah.
Exactly. After these festivals gain a lot of traction, and become political and become an agenda and become a place to push your own agenda, they just turn into something which isn't just about art and film and movies anymore. They just turn into this political battle. And I find that kind of really sad.
Yeah, the films that are accepted into Cannes are always very politically and monetarily driven. I mean, you go there because you have the biggest celebrities, or you have the most amount of money, or you have the most aligned political agenda.
And I mean, given there have been some amazing films that have come out of Cannes, and Pulp Fiction, La Dolce Vita, there are some amazing, beautiful films that come out of Cannes, and it is very correct to push those certain agendas and those messages and those political debates. But with a festival like Cannes, there's a very, very, very big avalanche effect because they determine what cinema is and what cinema means, and that trickles down to even the tiniest of festivals, which then creates a really weird world where year after year there are like a list, and it's like, okay, if your film doesn't feature this, and this, it is not considered a film, which is very sad.
Yeah, especially when Cannes like clearly has a penchant to favor male directors and male-led projects. Like there are Scarlett Johansson's on here and Kristen Stewart's on here, Dakota Johnson's on here, but they're not mostly the directors and the creators of these things. Most of them are males. There is a pledge that female directors have been signing for quite a long time for the pledge for more female inclusivity. The 50-50 by 2020 pledge was very famous for wanting exactly half, as it should be, half female directors, half male directors.
But the progress on that is so incredibly slow. I mean, there are some excellent actors. Nicole Kidman came out and said that she's, since 2017, worked with, I think, 27 female directors, which is incredible.
Just
and
even the fact that she did 27 projects is already crazy.
I'm
but
so glad that she's
female
coming out and saying these things. Like, listen, these people exist. It's not that female directors don't exist. They do. It's just their movies are gone ignored. It's sad, and having such a big film festival such as Cannes just totally ignore them. And this year we have some great movies coming out by female directors, which is amazing.
Yep.
But most of the time they go unnoticed, and once again this all comes down to politics, favoritism, and the jury just being a bit biased.
I mean, it's kind of a self-fulfilling cycle where if it's mostly guys who win the awards, then it's mostly guys who vote for people who win for the awards, and obviously mostly guys are going to vote for mostly guys. So this is something that we need to slowly change, and I do believe that there's a big effort happening at Cannes, and it's not just Cannes, it's
very
most film
similarly
festivals.
to the Academy. I mean, it's very
it
similar
happens
situation.
over and over and over again. And it's something that we are doing our very small part in trying to help. I mean, on most of our projects, it's pretty close to 50-50 down the line, even through like the camera department, which is mostly a guide-led department.
Yeah.
Just we try our best, and that's the best that anyone can do.
The overall message is keep making your films, keep pushing your agendas, and keep pushing your weight, because
your voice matters.
It does.
And it matters more. At this point, female voices in cinemas matter more. And that is where we should be putting our money and energy.
When you think of Kim Kardashian, Netflix comedy is not really the first thing that comes to mind. However,
it wouldn't be the fifth thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, exactly. She will, in fact, be starring in The Fifth Wheel, which is a Netflix comedy directed by Eva Longoria. Although we don't have many details, very straight and plain, Kim Kardashian will be playing a titular fifth wheel character in a female ensemble cast. So,
and not only is it a female ensemble cast, the majority of the writing and production team is also female.
There is Paula Pell, the writer. She also wrote AP Bio, Inside Out, the Amy Poehler, Tina Fey movie Sisters, and most recently, Summer of '69.
So clearly she has absolutely no clue what she's doing. Yeah, no, girl knows what she's doing.
No, 100%. I'm low-key kind of excited for this.
Yes. Did they probably attach Kim Kardashian for the clicks? Yes. Are we talking about it because of Kim Kardashian?
But then again,
also, yes.
when Kim Kardashian was on American Horror Story, she killed.
No, she actually did.
Absolutely
And
killed.
let's not forget, Kim Kardashian built her entire empire of doing interesting media.
She's a media genius.
That's a very good way to put it.
Yes.
Her family built a billion-dollar empire off of being in media and essentially acting on camera, whether people want to believe it's acting or not. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to see what...
But this is a great team, and Netflix is pushing cool projects. Can't complain.
Well, if we've missed anything out, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Like
Follow us.
specifically if we missed something that you didn't want us to talk about.
Please.
Not dislike.
And if you want to work with us, please follow us on our socials. Because we love you and we love work.
And we more specifically love you following us on our socials.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great day.